You guys, it's me, Keisha, and I'm here with a new all tea all shade Real Housewives of Atlanta season 8 season premiere review. So I asked you all on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook if you wanted me to do review videos for the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. You all said yes. So here we go. I'll be doing now 4 videos a week. Okay, so let's get into my thoughts on this week's episode. So as soon as the show started, I saw that they had a new show opening, which I was so excited about because they've had that same tired ass show opener for like the last 3-4 years, which really bothered me because Real Housewives of Atlanta is the biggest housewife franchise on Bravo, and I didn't understand why all the other franchises, like especially Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills gets a new show opener every season. They get new clothes, new taglines, new everything every season since they've been on air. And the Housewives of Atlanta franchise has been using, like I said, that same tired one for the last 3 years. So I was so excited about that. I loved how all the ladies looked. I thought all of them looked really gorgeous. So then we start off the episode with Kandi, and she is pregnant, and she released the news that she's having a boy. Congratulations to them on that. I found that that's just another side of how God works. You know, Todd's mother died last year, or was it this year? And now they're blessed with the baby months afterwards. So you just see how God works. You know, take one life and then bring you another one. So congratulations to them for that. Kandi goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells her that she basically needs to slow down because she's been spotting. And you know, Kandi's like, well, wow, I see a lot of other pregnant women working while they're pregnant. And I'm like, well, girl, you ain't like other women. Like, you damn near pushing 40, girl. Like, you can't be out here doing what all the other girls is out here doing, honey. Like, you are in a different age bracket. So apparently she's taking the hint because now she's 7.5 months pregnant. Tonight she was on Watch What Happens Live. So good for Kandi. I'm so happy for her and Todd on their new upcoming baby. So then we see Porsha and Phaedra. They get together and have a little kiki moment. And I'm just not here for this whole little BFF thing they got going on. I don't like Porsha. I don't like Phaedra. I have not seen it for either one of them since they both got on the show. They both are just fake and phony and liars to me. And they're not their true selves. I just don't like them hoes. And what's this? But Phaedra tells us in her green screen that she talks to Apollo often, and that the kids talk to him often. And I was just like, okay. So Porsha comes over, and she, you know, talking about her new man. She's out here dating, and she says in her green screen that it took her a minute to start getting back into the dating scene after her divorce. And I'm like, bitch, lies you tell. We see you in the blogs. You have dated several men since this motherfucker, been connected to several men since dating Cordell. And all I can remember is, and I could just think back on, so like her first season on the Housewives franchise, and how she pretended to be this big old devout Christian housewife bitch. No, Porsha morphs herself into who she needs to be for the man that she's with at the time. She is nothing but a ring chaser, a stack chaser. Like I said, on her first season, you can go back and watch videos of her being a video girl and rap videos and shit, shaking her ass. Then she got report, whatever that nigga name is, her ex-husband, and was a devout Christian, a housewife and stepmother, and I don't do this and I don't do that, and I, oh my gosh. And then after they divorced, now she back out here shaking her ass for a real nigga, trying to get a coin and shit. Got her ass all over Instagram, and I'm like, girl, go sit, just be yourself. You gonna be a hoe or a gold digger or whatever you choose to be, like, just be real about it. We'll accept you, won't judge you then, but you out here just pretending. I just can't get with her. That's why I don't like her ass. So then we go to Peter and Cynthia, and Cynthia's sitting out on their balcony, and it's a hot Atlanta summer day, and she is just glistening under the sun, and Peter bring his old sweaty old ass out there, and I mean, as soon as he step outside, it's like he didn't walk through the gates of hell. He just immediately starts sweating and shit. And so he goes to try to give her a kiss on the cheek, and Cynthia is not here for that nigga. She ain't feeling him because of the video that was released early this year of Peter being down at Bar One or Bar None or whatever fuck his new bar, restaurant, tapas, whatever shit that he got on. You know that nigga got a new damn bar every 6 months. And so in the video, he's seen caressing a woman and talking very close and just being a lot inappropriate for a married ass man to be that close to another woman that ain't his damn wife. And immediately when he gets confronted with it, he gets defensive about the shit, which already lets you know right then and there this nigga is 100% guilty, because anytime a man gets fucking defensive with you like that and get an attitude and giving you lip and all that bullshit, that nigga is guilty, and he's trying to deflect and trying to blame everything on your ass. So we see in Phaedra's green screen, she basically brings up the fact that last year Cynthia confronted her about, talking to another man while still being married to Apollo, and she says if Cynthia would have been watering her own grass, she wouldn't have been able to worry about attending the mine, or some old southern bullshit her ass said. And I was like, that was a good read, very good read, girl. But I still feel to this day that when Cynthia brought that up last year, she wasn't being malicious or anything like that. I felt like even then that she was just trying to give her heads up, and this is what's being said about you. And I was like, girl, why you sitting up here trying to read somebody? Why you sitting up there talking to Porsha with that old glittery Punky Brewster ass headband on your head, and you damn near 55 years old, and that old bedazzled ass Dots jumpsuit? Girl, get somewhere and sit down. So then we see they go back to Cynthia and Peter on the balcony, and Peter basically says that he doesn't think that the video was a big deal. And I was like, oh, okay, really? That pissed me off, A. And then he says that the chick is a homegirl of his that frequents the bar. Strike number 2. And then he says that she's actually a nice lady. First of all, he would have got slapped by strike 3, because first of all, don't be speaking highly of this bitch that I done caught you in a whole video with in front of my fucking face. That would have did nothing but piss me the fuck off even more. I don't know how Cynthia do it. Like, he drains her fucking pockets. He drives her fucking insane. He always getting accused of cheating. He old and fucking dirt. Like, I don't understand how she fucks with this man. And so she says in her green screen that she's been hearing that Peter's been cheating on her for quite some time, but she never had proof. But now there's physical proof, so now she don't really know how to react to the whole situation. And I was like, girl, better you than me, because it couldn't have been me with his ass. So then we skip to Porsha and her little boyfriend, whose name is Duke, and he's a football player. He comes to visit her, and as soon as she opened the door, I'm looking at this nigga like, what, girl? What? Like, if you're gonna get with a nigga that's half your age, at least let that nigga look like something, be about something. This nigga coming there with a whole City Trends outfit on. Like, where the fuck this nigga come from? Like, he just looked whack. He looked like he was the dumbest nigga out the class. Like, he rode the short little yellow bus. He looked dumb as fuck, like he couldn't read, like he was on Hooked on Phonics. He talked like a little 12-year-old. My son is 15, is more intelligent and more outspoken and know how to enunciate and talk and hold a conversation than this nigga. Like, he's stupid. Which goes to further show that this bitch will fuck anybody for a goddamn coin and for a goddamn look. And so she says that he wants to get to know her and her personality. And I'm like, girl, are you seeing what the fuck we seeing? Because as soon as this nigga walked to the door, all he looked at was your ass the whole entire time. The whole entire time this nigga was there, only thing that was on his mind, you could see it, was I want to fuck. I want to bend this bitch over and have her bounce that ass up against my goddamn pelvis bone. That's the only thing that was on this nigga's mind. And so I was just like, girl, Porsha, get somewhere and sit down. Like, you're dumb. Like, y'all got the same IQ level, you and this nigga, which is 0. So then we see Kenya showing Cynthia her new house or whatever. They're in the car and they go by Shereé's house or whatever. And Chateau Shereé is up and moving. It made a lot of progress over the last 5 years that this shit been being built. And I'm happy that she just continued on with the shit and she didn't give up. That's kudos to you, Shereé, for that shit. So we find out that Shereé and Kenya are in the same neighborhood with one another, and Cynthia, suggests they get to know one another, and Kenya was like, yeah, I might have to borrow some coffee from her or maybe pay a bill. It's like, bitch, your shady ass does the fucking most, but I love it. Kenya has come a long way in the shade department, and I live for it. She knows how to shade a motherfucker, and I love it. And we all make jokes about Shereé broke ass. I mean, that's just what it is. So I don't even take it as being malicious. At that point, I didn't, because it's funny, and we all talk about Shereé. So Cynthia asked her, has she seen the video? And Kenya was like, yeah, I did, but I didn't want to bring it up, because I didn't want to, bother you or, worry you or make you feel any type of way, which I thought was a very nice, friendly thing to do. And that's what real friends do, instead of coming to you, girl, I saw that, da-da-da-da. Let her come to you, which I thought was very good and decent of Kenya. And so Kenya and Cynthia finally pull up to her place, and they go down this old long ass corridor that's filled with dirt and feel like if you make a left slight left, you gonna run off a fucking cliff. And I'm like, where the fuck is this girl house at? Like, I'm nervous for her. And then we pull up and I'm like, and what in the entire fuck is this shit? Her house looks like some shit from off the Tales from the Crypt. I didn't know what the fuck. Apparently it's a house that she's renovating and she's going to redo and remodeling all this, and she said it was a very good investment, which I think is a smart thing. You know, you buy a cheap property like that, do add-ons, do everything to it. You can buy that motherfucker, live in it for a year or two, and then flip that motherfucker, make more money off of it than you did when you bought it. So it is a good investment. It just look right now like it's just a horrible ass wreck, but you have to have a mind frame of seeing what it can be in the future. So then we see Todd and Kandi in their garage, and we find out that Apollo's been storing some of his bikes in their garage or whatever. And Todd tells Kandi that Apollo says he hasn't spoken to or seen the kids hardly any since he's been in jail. Now, you know, we just heard from Phaedra that the kids talk to him often. And I'm like, okay, well, who lying and who tell the goddamn me truth? I really honestly don't give a fuck, because both of their asses ain't shit. Phaedra or Apollo, the motherfuckers is two peas in the motherfucking pie. She just as guilty as that nigga was. He just took the rap for her ass. I'm not here for neither one of them. And so Kandi then goes on to say that her and Phaedra haven't really talked since last season, and that when Phaedra does see her, she like tries to play it off like it's all good between them. And if you remember last year, Phaedra like basically tried to just throw Kandi on the bus and accuse her of not being a good friend while she was going through what she was going through. But Kandi was going through shit at the same time herself. So I didn't like the way Phaedra played her out last season. That just further goes to show to me why I don't like Phaedra. How Phaedra is just fake and phony, and I felt like she was doing it for her storyline and trying to be in cahoots with Nene ass. And now Nene ass is gone. Now she's trying to get a friendship back. Bitch, fuck you. So then Ty goes on to say that a part of his issue and beef with Phaedra, outside of her, acting funny towards his wife after she was a very good friend to her, is that I guess she did a follow-up fitness DVD to that first shit that she did with that green Gumby ass exercise outfit that she had on. So I guess she did a follow-up DVD, and the shit didn't end up coming out because she was going through whatever she was going through in her life. And apparently Phaedra didn't end up paying him the last of his money, which was $8,000. And so he has had a problem and an issue with that over the last 2 years or whatever. And so he wants Kandi to confront her about it. And my feelings on that is that's not Kandi's place to confront Phaedra on some business shit that she didn't have nothing to do with. That's y'all business. Y'all did that together. You need to confront her. And my thing also is, why has it taken you 2 years to bring up this shit? That's some shit that I would have taken care of right then. No, I'm not going to be sitting up on $8,000 that ain't been paid to me. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about you and my wife being friends, bitch. You owe me money. We're gonna get this shit done, or I'm gonna take your ass to court. Point blank and D period. So that was a little bit wishy-washy to me, and I just felt like Ty was wrong for saying that Kandi needed to confront Phaedra. That's his business. He needs to confront her. Then we saw Kandi being self-conscious about her weight while she's pregnant. We as women go through that shit. I'm self-conscious about my weight and I ain't even fucking pregnant. And Mama Riley was in the goddamn room trying to oversee what she was going to wear to Cynthia's eyewear party. And I'm like, Mama Riley can't tell nobody what the fuck to wear, because this little girl was sitting up there looking like she was 9 months pregnant her goddamn self. I can't stand Riley. I love the kids, but Riley just too fucking grown for me. She's just, I just can't with that child. That's the only child I ever talk about is her, because she gets on my nerves. She's too damn grown, and Kandi should have got her ass together a long time ago, but that's her damn child, not mine. So then we see Cynthia, and she's continually, I can't even fucking talk. Let me take a sip. My mouth getting dry. She's continuing on with working on her business and not trying to worry about Peter and his fuckboy ass. And I'm like, yes, girl, you better work on your business and continue to get your coin, because when you're dealing with a nigga like Peter, niggas like Peter gonna continue to do them and be fuck boys and fuck niggas and do what the fuck they want for themselves. So you better do what the fuck you need to do for yourself, because when that time comes and you got to say hasta la vista, baby, you need to make sure you got your shit together. Because that's one thing about niggas like that. You can't be sitting up there crying and being all sad over their asses. Nah, bitch, fuck that. Get your money. So kudos to you, Cynthia, on that. So then Cynthia's sister Mal is in town for 3 or 4 months. aka the duration of them filming the show. And so they talking in the kitchen or whatever, and Cynthia reveals to her sister that she doesn't feel like Peter has ever cheated on her, but that she feels like he does dumb shit from time to time. Well, even with her saying that, that's some bunch of bullshit. Your husband shouldn't be allowed to do dumb shit, whatever dumb shit that may be, from time to time. No, fuck that. Because if you did the dumb shit that he did, his ass would have been left your ass. So that's not an excuse to me. I didn't like that line. That's settling for bullshit. So then she asks her sister, do you think that he's ever cheated on me? And Mal is like, yeah, I do think that he's cheated on you. I do think that he's cheated on her too. Peter looked like he gets it in. Peter looked like he's unhappy with himself and is going to make himself feel comfortable any way that he fucking can. And so then Mal asked Cynthia, she was like, I mean, are you still in love with him? She was like, yeah, I'm still in love with him. She says, are you attracted to him? She was like, yeah, I am. Which was like, okay. And then she said, oh, no, are you attracted to him without his clothes off? And Cynthia says, no. And I was like, okay, bombshell alert, here we go. Didn't see that shit coming at all. And that explains a lot. And I don't think it's not her being attracted to him without his clothes off because they going through a rough time. No, I think that if you go back to when Cynthia first got on the show, and Cynthia stated that she had been in a lot of relationships, she had been proposed to numerous times before she finally accepted Peter's engagement and marry him. I felt like Cynthia was one of them women that she reached a point in her life where she was in her late 30s, early 40s, or however old she was at the time, and she was commitment phobic. She wasn't able to commit to all these other men had proposed to her, and she was at a point in her life where she felt like she had to prove to herself that she could make a commitment. It just so happened she committed to the wrong motherfucker, and now she's in this relationship that she's trying to prove that she can have a long-lasting relationship without it, deteriorating. And she's basically on some Bobby and Whitney shit where she's trying to prove the world wrong. Well, bitch, the only thing you're doing is proving yourself wrong by staying in a relationship that you're clearly not happy in. And you're dealing with a man that is not responsible with money, continuously fucks up y'all fucking bank account, all these fucking businesses over the fuck years, the cheating rumors, now this videotape. Leave this motherfucker alone and just go back to being fab ass Cynthia and being a badass bitch. Because Peter's the wrong nigga to be putting all your coins in one basket for. And then I was like, that goes to see why this nigga out here cheating, do what the fuck he doing, because she ain't over there throwing the pussy at him, so this nigga got to get it from somewhere, which does not mean that it's right. But I see where it's coming from because it's obvious they have a lack of intimacy, because that shit played out last season when she was talking about she had that fibroid or fibroid or whatever, and her stomach had got bloated and it hadn't been fucking. It was more than that. They don't have a fucking sex like, but she don't feel that nigga like that. So all the girls are at Cynthia's our party and everybody looks beautiful. Marlo came in a stolen Balmain dress, baby, and shut the whole damn party down because you know that bitch in her stolen outfits, baby. That bitch will write a bad check in a minute, but the bitch write a bad check for the right shit. That outfit was everything. I thought she looked the best, and then Kandi and Porsha also looked gorgeous, and it was just funny to me that both of them bitches in white. And so Kenya is basically dogging Shereé's crib and calls it chateau she can't pay. And that shit was funny as fuck. That was one of the best reads and jokes of the fucking night. And I felt like the way she was talking about Shereé, I felt like she was doing the most, especially considering the fact that you don't know this woman. Unless y'all got some behind the scenes beef that we don't know about yet, I didn't understand why she was just going in on her so bad about her house and making an enemy out of this woman. It's obviously that she knew that she was going to be on the show. So I didn't understand why she was doing that, because I felt like if she did have a beef with Shereé, she would have said that when she was in the car with Cynthia, when Cynthia suggested they be friends. So it's obvious there's no beef there. She's just being funny to be funny, which I feel is whack on Kenya's point. And y'all know I like Kenya, but I felt like that was wrong and that was some bullshit, and I'm gonna call it like I see it. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You're right, you're right. And in this case, she was wrong. So then Peter arrives to the party, and as soon as he walked up, it was obvious that he was lit. This motherfucker was drunk out of his goddamn mind. I could smell the liquor from his pores through the goddamn television. So they asked, King says, why are you late? And he was like, I was with the chick that back in Charlotte I was on a video with. And I was like, why would you fucking say that? That was some fuckboy ass shit. Why the fuck would you say that? That shit ain't funny. Like, what, nigga? And I was like, see, I can't. And so Kenya takes up for her friend, and this motherfucker immediately gets mad, gets to going off on her, getting all in her face like he was gonna do something. And I was like, see, we don't play them type of games. I feel like Kenya handled herself appropriately, but Peter was all the way 100% out of line and drunk out of his motherfucking mind, and I didn't appreciate it, didn't like it, and he needs to check himself and he needs to fucking apologize. Then Marlo and Kenya go over to the other ladies and tell them that Peter attacked Kenya, and they're all shocked by it. Mal comes back over because she left when Peter came over to Kenya and Marlo. So Mal comes over and she tells the girls about Cynthia not being attracted to Peter with his clothes off. And I felt like that was such a motherfucking violation, and that she was wrong as fuck for telling them that girl's business. You don't tell your sister business to a group of bitches. That was totally out of line. And all I get from Mal is that Mal want to be a motherfucking housewife so goddamn me bad, but bitch, you will never hold a motherfucking peach. I feel like she is more of a hindrance to her sister than a help to her sister. She always kind of like dogging her, doing underhanded, undermining shit to her sister, which I don't like. I don't like Mal. Fuck her ass, her funny looking ass, but her hair was together. So then Cynthia comes out in a white and gold tunic, honey, with a white bikini underneath, giving us 40 and fit body. I was like, give the kids body. Yes. And Peter couldn't motherfucking handle it. That nigga was on the sideline drunk like, this bitch is really trying it. This bitch got me all the way fucked up. She ain't throwing that ass in my face, but she gonna throw it her ass in front of a whole room of motherfuckers, strangers. Like, really? So, I also got from Peter in that scene that he can't handle Cynthia's success. I think he's low-key one of those men that are low-key jealous of their wives and their success, because the things that Cynthia does for herself outside of that little modeling agency thing that she tried to pull off have been very much successful. She's had a successful career as a supermodel and, dated all these wealthy, intelligent men. And here he is, a man that can't even hold a restaurant for 6 fucking months without the shit being closed down. So then Shereé makes her grand entrance with her poofy, sweaty hair and her muscular, athletic build. I wasn't really like, ooh, I wasn't going up for it. It was like, okay, she back, and what? And so immediately her and Kenya get to going at it, because Kenya tells her, that everybody in the neighborhood association has been mad about her house and how long it's taken and all the rigmarole that's going around with this goddamn house. And Shereé is very taken aback about it, because she's like, bitch, I don't know you, so where's all this shit coming from? And she basically reads Kenya back and tells her, unless you build the house yourself, you need to not get in my business, continue to rent, which was a very well read read. And I feel like it was justified. So Kenya says, she's building her home and that it'll take her 6 months because, she has family that has been in the, house building business or whatever. And Shereé says, but don't your house got mold? I was like, what the fuck? And she says no one should be in her business. And then Kenya then says the only people that's in her business is the only people that's in Shereé's business is the city. And I was like, you know what, Kenya, bitch, you did wrong for that shit, but it was fucking funny. So, baby, Shereé couldn't take that shit. Shereé immediately got pissed off and was like, this bitch got me fucked up. She got me fucked up. And then Kenya was like, no, your bitch ass got me fucked up with your no, she said your bitch ass can't move in yet or some shit like that, she said. And I was like, okay, Kenya with the rings. I loved it. I was here for it. It gave me love and hip hop vibes. And so Shereé immediately grabbed her drink like she about to throw it in somebody's face. And then it says to be continued. And I was like, oh my God. I love this season premiere. It was so good and ratchet. I loved it. They have really ratcheted up this season. I give the season premiere of season 8 a B+. I did not miss Nene at all. Did not even remember the fact that this bitch was on there, because she was good for saying that the show wouldn't survive without her ass. Lies you motherfucking tell. I was more excited about seeing Marlo than I was Shereé. Shereé is Shereé. So, I really love, like I said, this season premiere. Give it a B+. I loved it. Please leave your comments on the show below. And please like and subscribe and share. And I will see you all tomorrow night for my Love and Hip Hop and Black Ink Crew review. Have a great night. Love you. Bye.